Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. For this video, we're going to be speaking on a 13-year-old girl that was stabbed to death by a 14-year-old boy who was mocking her death on social media as his friends went on to brag about it, disrespecting the dead girl. 10 a.m. Sunday morning, May 9th. St. Johns County Sheriffs received a call for a missing child, 13-year-old Tristyn Bailey. According to her family, she was last seen around midnight wearing a cheerleading skirt and a dark-colored shirt. The sheriffs immediately deployed numerous resources to begin a search for the young girl to determine her whereabouts, including a mass notification to the public, the media, and the school district. 8 hours later, her body was found. She was discovered by a member of the community by a pond, and at first, she wasn't described by anything else other than being clothed when she was found. Surveillance video obtained from the North Durban Amenity Center showed Tristyn walking with a male at 1:14 a.m. Sunday morning. At 1:45, a home surveillance system captured Tristyn and the male walking on Saddlestone Drive, and at 3:27 a.m., that same home would capture the male walking back by himself with a pair of Nike sneakers in his hands. She was found by a pond located east of the cul-de-sac on Saddlestone Drive. She had a significant injury to her head and trauma to her body. She was wearing a black shirt and black pants when she was found. The male was identified as 14-year-old Aiden Fucci, and he was taken into custody the following day. A search warrant was executed on Aiden's home, where sheriffs recovered multiple items of evidentiary value inside of his bedroom, consistent with clothing seen on surveillance video. Some of these items produced a positive test result for blood. Aiden was questioned in a video-audio recorded room where he changed his story several times and, according to police, made several admissions. When his mother asked why he was on video with his sneakers off, he said his feet hurt. Based on the interview, video, and evidence found in his bedroom, the 14-year-old was charged with second-degree murder, booked into the St. Johns County Jail, transferred to Volusia County for his own safety, and ordered by a judge to be held under the Department of Juvenile Justice for 21 days. It was later made public the girl had been stabbed to death, and the sheriff of St. John County didn't even want to say how many times. As devastating as this crime is, and the ages of those involved, it's what followed on social media that's captured everyone's attention. Aiden was only taken into custody as a witness at first, and because of that, he was not handcuffed in the back of the sheriff's vehicle, nor was he searched. So he decided to take a Snapchat picture from the back of the sheriff's squad car with the caption saying, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn lately?" This would only start a social media campaign of disrespect towards the deceased 13-year-old girl. Alleged friends of Aiden would go on and make post after post disrespecting the girl and hashtagging Free Aiden. It got so bad, St. John County Sheriffs made a public statement against multiple Instagram accounts reported by tipsters that were using the murder case to try and gain fame and followers. The accounts were investigated and no longer needed to be forwarded to the sheriffs, who stated those individuals had nothing to do with the crime. The posts themselves were so disrespectful, blaming the girl for sneaking out, saying if she hadn't been dressed how she was dressed, she'd still be alive, and they were smoking on her. One of the accounts stood out as it was a nerdy-looking kid that went viral rapping NBA Youngboy lyrics, becoming known as NBA White Boy or NBA Honcho 3 times. Multiple accounts were made using his pictures, and detectives even showed up to his house, his voice on the verge of crying as he recorded them.
Detectives out here, bro, coming over here on some false arrest and stuff, boy. What's your badge number? What's your badge number?
58.
58, what's your badge number?
What's your badge number?
Boy, I don't got no badge number. I ain't 12. What's your badge number? Hold on, get that. Look.
Get it.
Look,
Get
coming
it.
here on some false information. Man,
Look,
fuck
get
out
it.
my yard, bro.
Whether or not the pages were fake, someone tried to capitalize off a tragic death. In this day and age of clout chasing and acting like death is a game has only influenced the young, dumb, fuck-ass generation into thinking they're living a life portrayed by rappers who month after fucking month die from the same energy they put out. Now, first and foremost, I'm just gonna jump into my humble Caucasian opinion. This cracker ass, inbred ass looking kid is going to be a boy in prison. You can tell just by looking at him and any of his fuck ass friends. When they go to prison, or if they go to prison, he definitely will. He's gonna get sent to a youth offender prison first, right? Because of his age. Because if they just put him on an adult compound, he's gonna be used like a sex toy. They're gonna put him in a youth offender prison. They're gonna press this kid. He's gonna break it off. He's gonna be a jizzle and extorted until they put him on an adult compound. And then he's gonna become a boy, which is honestly the opposite of being a boy. They're gonna turn him out and he's gonna be a fuck doll for the rest of his bit in prison. And most likely end up killing himself because he can't take being inside of there with the amount of dick they're trying to put in him. And that's just the reality of what happens to little white kids in prison. You have a few that, will go in there and get on some gangster shit. I highly fucking doubt that this kid is gonna be one of those few. Now, the story sounds like the girl snuck out of her house. That's why the last time she was seen was at midnight. She snuck out at 1 and for some reason decided to take a walk with this kid, and he ends up stabbing her to death. Why he stabbed her, I don't know. The first thing everybody assumed was she must have gotten raped. Young, pretty girl. She's a cheerleader, and this kid looks like a little weirdo. They went to the same school. It's just a weird situation. That's why the first thing they reported was she had clothes on when she was found. The Instagram accounts, whether they're fake or not, they were alleging if she only had taken her clothes off, she would still be alive. And they were saying a lot of crazy, sick shit. But if you peep game, it's just the shit that rappers say. Oh, we're smoking on this, we're smoking on that. She a pack now, she in a backwood. All this is influence really from Chicago, and that shit spread everywhere else. The gangs were smoking on each other, dissing the dead. And now I guess it's cool to do that for anybody that dies. Civilians, 13-year-old girls, I don't know. But at the same time, these are 13, 14-year-old boys. It's just a lot of immaturity in this. Kids not realizing what type of fucking game they're really playing. But Aiden's gonna find out. If they have as much evidence as they have and they think he's the only person involved, they don't think anyone else was involved with this shit, he's done. I wouldn't be surprised within the next week or two he gets charged as an adult. The full, record, arrest report, all the details are gonna come out. It's gonna give the details on exactly what happened to that girl. It's gonna give the details on if anybody else is getting investigated as far as these fake social media accounts that claim they have something to do with it, saying free him, da-da-da. A lot of things are gonna come to light. And if this kid goes to prison, I guarantee shit is not gonna go good for him. And for the other accounts, if that was actually them, it wasn't just a fake troll using their pictures, it's wild because you can look at them and tell that they're just some suburban ass white boys. Like one kid's deep throating the fucking vape in every picture, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that have never experienced what they wish they lived. A lot of kids want to live in the hood. A lot of kids want to live this thug life and act like they're doing this and that until they actually are. And the shock, the culture shock of actually being in that shit or being in prison with motherfuckers that was raised in that shit, they fall victim because they can't handle it and they can't adjust. And I've seen a lot of these kids when I went to Appalachia Correctional Institution in Florida. These white kids were killing themselves because they couldn't handle the pressure. They didn't have the balls to pick up a knife and go stab somebody. So they'd end up killing themselves because they couldn't wake up every day having their food taken and getting fucked in a cell repeatedly by numerous inmates. And I'm just keeping it raw with y'all. This is how it is inside the prison. Shit is not sweet. You will get raped. It's going down. And there's a lot of less raping because motherfuckers is just breaking it off and giving it up because they scared. That's the reality of what happens in prison. Motherfuckers will force you into some shit and force you to think that you like that shit. And other motherfuckers will just look at you like, damn, I'm glad I'm not living his life. That couldn't have been me. I'd have killed some shit. And it's crazy because these kids go to prison for finding a victim like a 13-year-old girl or an old lady and they brutally murder them, but they can't catch a body inside a prison. They can't kill another inmate. They can only victimize somebody that they know is 110% weaker than them. So hey, calm as a bitch. If any more details come out, I'm gonna keep y'all updated. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.